So we have looked upon incomplete records introduction. Usme there are multiple steps. The first step is calculating opening capital, and but only if you are required to do so, or if you have to prepare a statement of financial position. Okay. You can calculate opening capital through opening assets minus opening liabilities is equal to opening capital. And within assets, opening assets, do not forget the opening bank balance. Okay. In any of the cash account, your bank account will be present, or any receipt and payment account will be present. From that, you can extract the bank balance within the opening assets. Take it, you. The second part is calculate sales using sales as a control account. Here's the format for sales as a control account. Opening receivable, closing receivables, sales return, discount allowed, receipts, bad debts, and this value will be calculated. Then you might have like this is credit sale plus goods sold for cash will give you total sales value. Take it. Second is calculate cost of sales. The first method is using markup and margin. Acha. To calculate cost of sales and using markup and margin, sales value will be given to you. Based on this, you can apply the percentage for markup or the percentage of margin and calculate cost of sales. The second way of calculating this would be using the equation as it is, which is opening inventory plus purchases minus closing inventory is equal to cost of sales. And in order to calculate purchases, you might have to prepare a purchase ledger control account. And finally, the third way of calculating cost of sale would be through inventory turnover, which is cost of sales upon average inventory will give you the cost of sales value. If you're given this and you're given with average inventory, opening and closing divide by 2, you can easily find cost of sales. Then there would be an adjustment for depreciation of non-current asset. Usually this is through the revaluation method. I shall write it over here. This is through a revaluation method. If you would remember, this is the method that we use to calculate depreciation within club accounts, which is opening value plus addition minus disposal minus depreciation is equal to closing value. Okay. Probably this might be used as the method to calculate depreciation. Then you have to make an expense account on any expense which has opening or closing, owing or prepaid. Again, prepaid brought forward, owing brought forward, owing carried down, prepaid carried down, expense की payment and charge to income statement calculate हो जाएगा. ठीक है. Then we did one example question. I gave you opening closing receivables. Opening and closing receivables, opening closing payables, opening closing inventory. Then I gave you non-current assets. And I told you that okay, the non-current assets are changing, but क्यों change हो रहा है? क्योंकि इसमें depreciation था. बैंक की opening closing value, loan की opening closing value, accrued expenses की opening closing value, opening capital you have to find. Closing capital was not needed. Okay. Payment to supplier, receipts from customers, payment for expenses. No non-current assets purchase, drawings itni thi. So you were asked to prepare sale ledger control account for PLC and expense account for the income statement part. और बाद में फिर SOF थी. In another question, I gave you like receivables, payables, and inventory. Okay. So you have to make. Then there's receipts from customers, payment to suppliers, sales return, purchase return, ठीक है जनाब। तो ओके, तो कैलकुलेट करना था जीपी। अब यहाँ पे within this you made a sale as a control account, you will calculate sales. You made a purchase as a control account, you will calculate purchases. ठीक है, अब आपके पास it is easier to prepare an income statement. Sales less sales return less cost of sales, जिसमें opening inventory आ गई. Opening inventory was given to you in the question. Yes. Plus purchases, ये PLCA से आएगा, ये SLCA से आएगा. Sales return was 5,000. Carriage inwards नहीं था, लेकिन purchase return था less. Purchase return, which is 3,000, less closing inventory, which is 43,000. You shift the value, deduct with this value from this one, so you'll have gross profit. ठीक है जी. So these were the two examples that we did in the last class. So yeah, now I'm going to give you a bit technical example this time. So yeah, okay, so all right. अच्छा जी, this is 1st of January, this is 31st December. Inventory is 28,000, 34,000. ठीक है. Accrued expenses, prepaid expenses, non-current assets, ठीक है, ये हो गया. और सही है, ये इंफॉर्मेशन. इसके बाद the rest of the information that is available is basically expenses paid during the year amounted to like let's suppose 48,500. ठीक है. Inventory turnover is 7 times. ठीक है. Markup is 30%. सही है. और during the year non-current asset purchased were 50,000. ठीक है जी. Now the required values are number 1, calculate cost of sales. Number 2, calculate purchases. Number 3, calculate sales. Number 4, Prepare an income statement. ठीक है जनाब. Now, can anyone tell me by looking at the question, how can I calculate cost of sales? कैसे calculate कर सकते हो cost of sales? कोई बता सकता है? The first requirement is to calculate cost of sales. कैसे होगा?
By adding the expenses.
कैसे बेटे? Expenses को अगर मैं profit में add करूं तो शायद gross profit तक पहुंच जाऊं मैं,
So you can use
है ना?
30% markup.
अच्छा, 30% मार्कअप को यूज करने के लिए मुझे सेल्स चाहिए होंगी. सेल्स पे मैं मार्कअप अप्लाई करूंगा तो कुछ इस तरह की वैल्यू आ सकती है ना. सेल्स भी नहीं है, सिर्फ ये इंफॉर्मेशन गिवन नहीं है, ये और ये इंफॉर्मेशन जो यहाँ पर है.
तो कॉस्ट ऑफ सेल्स की आपके पास ओपनिंग इन्वेंट्री और क्लोजिंग इन्वेंट्री तो आ गई है.
हाँ,
तो यू आल्सो
तो फिर अब क्या करेंगे?
the purchases were 50,000 during the year.
नहीं, कैसे पता?
तो ये
अच्छा, दूसरा ये
मार्कअप के नीचे.
देखो, नॉन करंट एसेट परचेज्ड वो
Right, right,
50,000.
right.
दीज आर फॉर नॉन करंट एसेट. अच्छा, ये इन्वेंट्री टर्नओवर 7 टाइम्स क्यों दिया हुआ है ऐसे ही फजूल में? कुछ तो रीजन होगा ना इसका. ओके, inventory turnover is equal to cost of sales upon average inventory. Cost of sale कैलकुलेट हो जाएगा.
जी सर.
7 times is equal to cost of sales upon average inventories, opening plus closing divided by 2, which is 28 plus 34 divided by 2. So this would be 7 is equal to cost of sale upon the average of this would be तो cost of sale would be 31,000 times 7 is 217,000. आगे cost of sales
जी सर.
using inventory turnover. ठीक है जी. उसके बाद जनाब आपका परचेजेस निकालना है. ओपनिंग इन्वेंट्री plus purchases minus closing inventory is equal to cost of sales. Opening inventory is 28,000 plus purchases minus closing inventory is 34,000 is equal to cost of sales is 217,000. ठीक है जी. तो purchases की वैल्यू कितनी आई? $223,000 की वैल्यू आ गई परचेजेस की. ठीक है. कैसे? When you shifted this value over here, you would have added it, and when you'll shift this value over here, you'll subtract it. Add होगा या subtract होगा. ठीक है. कोई प्रॉब्लम, कोई कंफ्यूजन, एनीवन? ओके, नाउ वील यूज मार्कअप. देखो सारे रेशियोज यूज हो रहे हैं. ये सब रेशियोज में करते थे तुम लोग. दिस वाज डन इन रेशियोज, दिस वाज आल्सो डन इन रेशियोज. नंबर 3 आप यूज करें मार्कअप. तो सेल्स, cost of sales, GP. You are using markup मार्कअप में क्या होता है, सेल्स 100% होती है, कॉस्ट 100% होती है. इन मार्कअप सेल्स इज 100% और कॉस्ट इज 100%.
फिर कॉस्ट
मार्जिन,
कॉस्ट
मार्जिन में सेल्स 100% होती है, बट मार्कअप में कॉस्ट 100% होती है. सो व्हाट वाज द मार्कअप? मार्कअप इज 30%. ये रहा जनाब. तो सेल्स वुड बी 130%. ठीक है. Now, within these values, what is given to you? You have cost of sales, which is 217,000. Sales निकालने के लिए you will cross multiply. ठीक है. देखो जी कितनी आती है सेल्स.
फिर सेल्स की वैल्यू मेरे पास 282,100 आई है, और फिर जीपी की मेरी 65,100 आ रही है.
एक मिनट जरा और कोई चेक करके बताएगा मुझे. हाँ जी. 217 इंटू 1.3, 282,100 आ रही है मुस्तफ़ा.
जी सर, सेल्स की वैल्यू. जी सर जी.
और जीपी कितना आ रहा है?
सर 65,100.
ठीक है. कैसे कैलकुलेट किया ये?
सर आपके
इंटू
पास कॉस्ट ऑफ सेल्स
130.
100%.
हम्म. ठीक है जी. तो आपके पास कॉस्ट ऑफ सेल आ गया, ये आ गया, सेल्स आ गई. ठीक है जी. अब उसके बाद दो चीजें रह गई. वन इज एन एक्सपेंस अकाउंट, and the last one is
Sir,
depreciation. What?
can you explain the markup again?
Okay. देखो, do you must not have any issue with this. Sales less cost of sales is equal to gross profit. इसमें तो मसला नहीं है ना.
No.
ठीक है. Now, markup is upon cost of sales. कैसे? Markup is when you identify the cost first and you add profit onto it. Marking up profit on cost. ठीक है, that's markup. Margin is when you have profit within the selling price. ठीक है, so that's margin. तो मार्कअप में कॉस्ट ऑफ सेल्स 100% होती है. सही है. एंड इफ दिस वुड हैव बीन मार्जिन, तो मार्जिन में सेल्स 100% होती है. नाउ मार्कअप एंड मार्जिन बोथ आर द परसेंटेजेस फॉर ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट. ठीक है. तो इमेजिन अगर जब मार्कअप में कॉस्ट ऑफ सेल्स इज 30, जीपी 100%, जीपी 30%, तो सेल्स इज ऑटोमेटिकली गोना बी मोर देन 100% बिकॉज सेलिंग प्राइस कंटेन्स प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी का एलिमेंट. Cost plus profit is equal to selling price. But if this would have been margin, so sales would have been 100% and cost of sales would have been at a lower value. How much lower? Sales minus GP is would be cost of sales in terms of percentages. Okay. So now over here it is a markup which is like sales is 100%, cost of sales is 100%, sales is 130%, and we found the cost of sales value over here using inventory turnover. So we use this value to calculate uh, and use this and markup value to calculate the sales revenue which is mentioned over here. Okay. Alright, expenses may you have Prepaid brought forward, then you have owing brought forward, you have owing carried down, you have prepaid carried down, prepaid नीचे आ गया बैंक, यहाँ पे चार्ज टू इनकम स्टेटमेंट। ठीक है जी। एक्सपेंसेस में हमारे पास क्या था? ओपनिंग हमारे पास प्रीपेड था और क्लोजिंग हमारे पास अक्रूड है। ओपनिंग प्रीपेड, क्लोजिंग अक्रूड। ठीक है, ओपनिंग प्रीपेड और क्लोजिंग अक्रूड कितना था जी? 300 और 500। ओपनिंग प्रीपेड, क्लोजिंग अक्रूड, ये दोनों चीजें नहीं थी। इफ आई कैन री शो यू दिस, प्रीपेड ओपनिंग एंड क्लोजिंग में अक्रूड था। ओपनिंग प्रीपेड, क्लोजिंग अक्रूड, तो ये दोनों चीजें नहीं थी। ठीक है जी। ड्यूरिंग द ईयर क्या हुआ जी? ड्यूरिंग द ईयर आपका एक्सपेंस पेड वॉज 48,500। ठीक है जी। बैंक इज 48,500, so charge to income statement would be 49,300 would be the charge to income statement. उसके बाद depreciation of non-current asset, which is opening value plus addition minus disposal minus depreciation will be your closing value. Now the opening values of non-current asset is 140,000. The closing value is 165,000. During the year, non-current asset purchased was 50 over here. Disposal, you don't know. There is actually no disposal. Minus depreciation, you don't know, and that's the closing value. So 190 minus 165 is equal to depreciation. मैंने क्या किया? इसको इधर शिफ्ट कर दिया, इसको इधर शिफ्ट कर दिया। ठीक है। So depreciation would be 25,000. ठीक है जी। So that's the value for depreciation. Now income statement becomes easy. Income statement will be much easier to prepare. ठीक है। इनकम स्टेटमेंट में अब कोई मसला बिल्कुल भी नहीं होना चाहिए। ठीक है। अच्छा जी, एनी क्वेश्चंस एनीवन?
No, sir.